Hey, it's Brian in the Live Life Simple Kitchen. Let's talk about the elephant in the room. Or maybe the cow, or the pig, or the chicken. Because the price of meat lately has gone to an insane level, and as freeze dryers and people that are into food preservation, we probably notice it more than the average person. So in order to help you get over that sticker shock at the checkout line, today I'm going to give you a protein alternative. Beef is up 21% in 1 year. Pork is up 16.8% in 1 year. Bacon is up 21% in 1 year. Chicken up 9.2% and hamburger up 14%. Beans, however, over the last 25 years, if you average them out, have only gone up 2.87% per year. One of the tricky things about replacing meat is getting that same kind of taste. So today our goal is to make some lentil sloppy joes that can replace your beef. And I know if you're a meat eater, it's going to be hard to 100% completely replace your meat, but I'm going to throw up this quick slide and show you a quick comparison between beef and lentils, just as far as nutrients, vitamins, and minerals. And I'm not a nutritionist, so please do your own research. So let's get into this. This is actually an Instant Pot recipe, which I love for freeze drying because it's quick and it's easy, and it makes a very consistent finished product every time, which is what we want for freeze drying. So what you need for ingredients, you need some lentils, you need some veggie broth, which is handy because we just did that one, that video a couple weeks ago, some garlic, an onion, chili powder, Worcestershire, paprika, and some brown sugar. And some tomato sauce. You can also use tomato paste if you want a little bit thicker finished product. All right, first thing I'm gonna do is just add just a little bit of veggie broth to a little bit of water because I'm gonna rehydrate my 1 clove of garlic. These are freeze-dried garlic. That's actually what we're gonna use to cook our onions. And while that's rehydrating, we'll just go ahead and click saute. That's gonna warm up our Instant Pot. We're gonna dice up half an onion and then we're gonna add our broth to the Instant Pot. We're just gonna cook these onions and kind of brown them, cook them just for a few minutes, and that way we won't have that oil to deal with when we're freeze drying. Once those are browned, we're gonna add 2 cups of vegetable broth. And a lot of people had asked what my ratios are for the vegetable broth. I do 1 tablespoon per 1 cup of water as a general rule, and that can vary greatly from recipe to recipe, but that's just a general rule for you. We're now gonna add 1 cup of lentils. We're gonna lock the lid, we're gonna seal it, we're gonna go to 15 minutes on high pressure. We'll see how many cups this yields us for our finished product, and then we can kind of adjust that accordingly for your freeze dryer size. Okay, once your time's up, hit cancel. We're gonna naturally release for 10 minutes, and then we need to make our coleslaw to go on top. So get yourself a bowl, add half a cup of plain Greek yogurt, 3.5 tablespoons of apple cider vinegar, 3 tablespoons of sugar, about a teaspoon of salt, a little bit of pepper, and we're just gonna whisk that until it's all smooth. Then we're gonna add a 16-ounce bag of coleslaw mix, or you can do fresh cabbage if you wanna do that. So notice that we're not using mayonnaise. Mayonnaise does not work in the freeze dryer. So our substitute would be Greek yogurt. We're gonna kind of blend this up until everything is nice and evenly coated, and then we're gonna throw it in the fridge. And this should make about 5 or 6 cups of finished product. And by now our Instant Pot should be done, so we're gonna add our other ingredients. You're gonna add about 1/4 cup of tomato sauce, a teaspoon of brown sugar, a 1/2 teaspoon of chili powder, as well as a 1/2 teaspoon of paprika. And then last we want a tablespoon of Worcestershire. We're gonna mix this all together. We're gonna see if you like the consistency. If you do, just keep it warm. If not, you can add some more tomato sauce to it. So this to me is just the way I like it. If you want it a little soupier, you can add another couple ounces of tomato sauce. This will thicken up just a little bit after it cools off. It looks like the recipe gave us about 3 cups of finished product, so you can use that to gauge for whichever freeze dryer size you have. I think I'm gonna double this. That should do 1 pan in the large. All right, those look plenty done. Well, I'm not sure why I put these inside the deep freeze because it's colder outside than it is inside the deep freeze. But this is the part of the video when I ask you to subscribe if you have not already. And if you have subscribed and have not hit the bell, make sure you do that as well. That'll send a notification to you every time a new video comes out, Sunday at 8 o'clock. And if you find videos like this helpful, make sure you give us a thumbs up. It really helps out with the YouTube algorithm and really helps these videos get out to the right people in the freeze drying community. And speaking of the freeze drying community, if you want to be a part of the freeze drying community, we have a great resource. It's a Facebook group, or we have a MeWe group as well. So make sure you join those. It's Retired at 40's freeze drying group. We have a great way to search things. There's a little magnifying glass on there. You can search all the previous threads and cover any kind of topic you can imagine. And if you're looking for lids or dividers or any of the other products that you've seen in this video, our store is freezedryingsupplies.com. And if you're looking for the almighty Harvest Right freeze dryer, you can check out our affiliate link down in the description. That'll take you to Harvest Right's website. If you end up purchasing, that helps us maintain our social media groups, it helps us do giveaways, and it also helps us develop new products to streamline the freeze drying process. So get your buns ready and get your pickles ready, because pretty soon we're gonna have some freeze dried sloppy joes and coleslaw. Everything looks really good. Everything smells really good. I'm gonna take this upstairs. We're gonna rehydrate. We're gonna see if we can make ourselves a rehydrated freeze-dried sloppy joe. I packaged my test sample a few days ago, and I packaged it all in the same package, so we will have to sort this out a little bit, but I did put the coleslaw and the sloppy joes into one. And this ended up being a really good divider recipe because it cut these into nice bar sizes that you can kind of call a serving or 2 servings or whatever you figure out is your serving size for a bun. And if you wanted to do this whole thing, you could actually freeze dry the buns as well. I've seen people that have had luck with rehydrating buns. They just put a wet paper towel over the top of this and then put it inside of a Ziploc, throw it in the fridge overnight, and it should come back to normal again. I also have some pickles and some onions to throw on sloppy joes. We like pickles or pickle juice mixed in with our sloppy joes. Just be careful that you don't do too much pickle, because it is very easy, especially if you put it in the recipe, it's very easy to make it really, really salty. We'll add just a splash of boiling water to our sloppy joes. That smells real good, and then we're gonna cover this up and we'll let it sit for a few minutes. And then a splash of water to our coleslaw as well. Coleslaw has set for a couple minutes now too, and everything looks real good. I'll do a little of my sloppy joe mixture on the bun, and that portion size is just about perfect, I think, for 1 serving. Just one of those squares in the dividers. And then I'm gonna take my coleslaw, put a few onions on top, couple pickles. That's ready to rock and roll. And I love these kind of recipes because they are super, super simple, and you cannot tell the difference whether this has been freeze dried or not. These are tasty, all the flavors there, all the textures there. Great freeze drying recipe. I call that one a winner. In the meantime, this is Retired at 40. Remember to live life simple, and we'll catch you next week.